Can a machine understand morality? Can AI truly grasp the depth of spirituality? These questions aren't science fiction anymore. They are real, and they are unfolding faster than we might think. Consider this. In some places, AI is already being used to generate sermons, offer spiritual guidance, even answer questions about the meaning of life. But here's where things get interesting. For centuries, questions of right and wrong, purpose and existence have belonged to human hands, guided by ancient wisdom, faith, and philosophy. Now, as AI steps into this territory, we are forced to ask, can technology uphold moral values and spiritual truths? Or are we walking a path we don't fully understand? Stay with me, because in this video, we are diving deep into how AI and religion are intersecting, and why it might redefine our understanding of what it means to be human. Let's unravel this thread. Throughout history, technology has reshaped how religious communities practice their faith. One of the most significant examples is the printing press, invented by Johannes Gutenberg in 15th century. Before this, religious texts like Bible were meticulously copied by hand, which gave religious authorities like the Catholic Church complete control over sacred knowledge. But once the Bible could be mass-produced, it revolutionized religious life. Suddenly, people could interpret the scriptures themselves without relying solely on clergy. Fast forward to today, and we find ourselves at the dawn of another technological revolution: AI. Just like the printing press, it promises to transform religious and spiritual practices. But will it be embraced or resisted? Well, let's just say AI's impact could be even more profound, and not everyone is ready for what's coming next. AI has come a long way from just performing simple tasks like answering our texts or suggesting the next song in our playlist. Today, AI has evolved into systems that can create art, hold conversations, and even mimic human-like behavior. For example, AI-generated art, like the portrait of Edmund de Bellamy, which sold for over $432,000, shows how far AI has come, from simple tasks to creating art, generating text, and even writing poetry. Chatbots like GPT, which can have realistic conversations, are another clear example of how AI has developed from basic automation to something that feels almost human. Now, AI is beginning to step into much more sensitive areas like ethics and religion. This is where things get interesting. The question of whether AI can or should be trusted to make moral or ethical decisions is hotly debated. Just think about AI being used in medicine, like deciding how to prioritize patients for surgeries or organ transplants. These are incredibly complex, emotionally charged decisions, and having a machine make them, that's an ethical minefield. And now, AI is starting to find its way into the world of religion. There are already AI-driven prayer apps that suggest daily prayers or scriptures, and even robot monks in Japan that can lead Buddhist rituals. But can AI truly understand human values like morality, empathy, or spirituality? Many ethicists are skeptical. Some believe AI can only simulate understanding but cannot actually feel or comprehend these deeper human experiences. AI ethicist Shannon Valor notes that AI's moral decision-making can be based on data, but it lacks the real-world understanding of human emotions. So, while AI's role in morality is expanding, this raises new ethical questions. Can a machine programmed with algorithms really grasp the depth of what it means to be human? Or is it just mimicking us without truly understanding? This is just the beginning of much bigger debate on how far we are willing to let AI into these deeply personal spaces. When it comes to AI ethics, religious leaders are surprisingly at the forefront of the conversation, bringing moral guidance to a tech-driven world. Pope Francis, for instance, has openly voiced concerns about AI. He He's not against technological progress, but he has stressed the need for AI to be developed in a way that promotes the common good and protects human dignity. In fact, in 2020, he endorsed a set of AI ethics principles alongside Microsoft and IBM, emphasizing transparency and accountability in AI systems. But it's not just Christianity weighing in. In Buddhism, there is a focus on how AI can align with principles of ahimsa or non-harming. Leaders like Tenzin Priyadarshi, a Buddhist monk and ethicist, have participated in global discussions on AI impacts, particularly regarding compassion and human suffering. These perspectives help us ground AI ethics decisions in centuries-old wisdom, ensuring innovation doesn't lose sight of humanity. This moral framework from religious figures is helping to shape AI policies globally. Their influence is crucial because they often bridge the gap between rapid technological advancement and deeper spiritual values. They remind us that while AI might be designed to solve complex problems, it should never replace human responsibility or empathy. AI is finding its way into religious and spiritual practices in fascinating ways, from robot monks to prayer apps. But it also raises important ethical questions. In Japan, temples have introduced robot monks like Mindar, designing to deliver Buddhist sermons. While some appreciate the consistency and non-judgmental nature of AI in explaining core Buddhist teachings, others question whether a machine can truly offer spiritual comfort. Is it possible for a robot to convey compassion? Or is it simply simulating connection? Similarly, prayer apps in Christianity and Islam are using machine learning to offer personalized prayers and reminders. These apps help users maintain a spiritual routine, but they also prompt concerns about authenticity. Can an algorithm effectively guide something as personal as prayer? Does relying on technology diminish the depth of spiritual practice? Then there is a rise of AI-driven chatbots for ethical counseling. Companies like Soul Machines develop chatbots capable of engaging in discussions on ethical dilemmas, simulating empathy, and providing advice. However, while these bots can mimic emotional intelligence, they don't truly feel, posing the question, can real empathy ever be simulated? Finally, AI is increasingly involved in moral decision-making, particularly in healthcare and autonomous systems. For example, algorithms help hospitals prioritize patient care or decide how self-driving cars react in critical situations. These scenarios highlight AI's potential, but also raises concerns. Can machines truly grasp the moral weight behind life and death decisions? As AI continues to integrate into spiritual and ethical domains, the core questions remain. Can machines truly understand or replicate the essence of human morality and spirituality? Or are they simply tools without true ethical understanding? The question of whether AI can truly understand morality and spirituality is highly debated. On one side, proponents argue that AI can offer consistent, non-judgmental guidance. AI-driven tools like chatbots and apps can simulate empathy, providing emotional support and moral advice at any time. For example, AI apps like Replica are designed to mimic human interactions, offering companionship and seemingly empathetic responses. This accessibility and consistency make AI appealing to those seeking non-biased advice. However, critics contend that AI, no matter how advanced, can never truly understand morality or spirituality because it lacks consciousness, emotions, and the human experience. While AI can simulate empathy, it doesn't actually feel concern or compassion. It's programmed to respond in ways that appear empathetic, but it operates based on algorithms, not moral reflection. This distinction raises doubts about whether AI can provide genuine moral guidance. When it comes to AI in spirituality, different religious groups have different perspectives. Let's focus on two contrasting viewpoints: Christianity and Buddhism. Starting with Christianity, many Christian leaders are cautious about integrating AI into spiritual life. For example, Pope Francis has emphasized that while AI can be useful in practical ways, like organizing church events or spreading information, it should never replace human relationships or spiritual guidance. He's concerned that AI, no matter how advanced, lacks the divine soul that humans possess. In short, AI can assist, but it can't imitate the deep spiritual connection that humans have with God. On the other hand, Buddhism offers a different approach. Some Buddhist leaders are more open to using AI, especially in practices like meditation. AI-guided meditation apps, for instance, are becoming popular for helping people achieve mindfulness and clarity. But there is a catch. Buddhism stresses the importance of compassion and human connection. So while AI can enhance mindfulness practices, it should never replace human element of empathy, which is central to Buddhist teachings. Despite their differences, both religions share major ethical concern. AI must remain a tool, not a replacement. They emphasize that technology should serve humanity, not take over human experience of faith and spirituality. So, what are the biggest risks when it comes to AI in religion and morality? It sounds futuristic, AI helping with spiritual guidance, but there are some serious concerns we need to talk about. First, dependency. Imagine relying on AI for moral advice instead of a trusted person, like a priest, rabbi, or even a close friend. AI might be quick and convenient, but it can't replace the deep personal connection and understanding that comes from a real human relationships. Spirituality is personal, and empathy can't be programmed. Then there's privacy. When you're asking AI for spiritual or ethical advice, what happens to all that sensitive information? Who owns it? Is your data being stored, tracked, or worse, used for marketing purposes? The idea of an AI profiling your beliefs or spiritual practices without your consent is unsettling. Finally, we have to talk about bias. AI is only as good as the data it is trained on. And if that data is biased, the advice you get could be too. Imagine an AI giving a culturally insensitive or even harmful advice because of flawed programming. Or worse, AI could be manipulated to push certain viewpoints disguised as moral or spiritual guidance. The bottom line, AI in spirituality has potential, but we need to keep a close eye on these risks. It's essential that AI stays a tool, not a substitute for human wisdom or connections. As we look to the future, the role of AI in religion and ethics present both exciting possibilities and significant concerns. AI offers innovations that can make religious practices more accessible. But should machines influence our moral compass or spiritual guidance? With the growing push for AI regulation, the question is whether religion and spirituality should have stricter boundaries. These areas deal with personal beliefs and human connection, making many experts argue that AI in spirituality must be carefully regulated. Human oversight is crucial. AI-driven religious services or moral guidance tool may be useful, but they should never replace human interaction. Imagine receiving life advice from a robot. It feels unsettling, right? Experts suggest human moderators should ensure that AI respects cultural and spiritual sensitivities. Some ethicists and religious leaders, like Pope Francis, have voiced the need of ethical framework to guide AI in these realms. The consensus: AI should assist, not lead spiritual practices, always serving humanity, not overshadowing it. In the end, the key is balance. Leveraging AI for innovation while preserving human elements that make spirituality meaningful. Careful guidelines, oversight, and respect for core values will be essential as we move forward. So here's where all of this leaves us. AI is changing the way we interact with everything, even things as personal as faith and morality. And while it's fascinating to think about future where machines might help us navigate big questions, there is a line that technology just might not be able to cross. Maybe there's something about human experience, our emotions, our connections, our values that can't be reduced to algorithms. It's kind of like this. AI can offer guidance, sure, but can it really understand what it means to be human? Can it feel the depth of prayer or the weight of moral choice? That's a question that each one of us will probably have to answer for ourselves, especially as technology continues to grow. So what do you think? Does AI have place in spirituality and ethics? Or is this a boundary that shouldn't be crossed? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below with what you think and let's get a conversation going. And if you found this video thought-provoking, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.